Very good morning, dear students. Today, let me explain you about the histology of kidney. As you observe in this first slide, you'll be able to see the section of kidney and structure of a nephron, a, a uriniferous tubule, which is the structural and functional unit of kidney, and there is a longitudinal section of the kidney is also shown here. The details of which I'll explain it in next slides. Introduction. Kidneys are bean-shaped reddish-brown organs which are located retroperitoneally between T12 to L3 vertebral level, and the size ranges approximately about 10 by 6.5 into 3 centimeters, and it weighs around 135 to 150 grams. It is a highly vascular organ, that means it has a very rich blood supply, and it receives about 25% of the cardiac output. That is, out of the 100% of output by the heart, about 25% is alone received by the kidney. And kidney produces urine, the ultrafiltrate of the blood, which is then modified by selective reabsorption and specific secretion by the cells of the kidney. Coming to some basic functions of kidney, it regulates and maintains composition and volume of extracellular fluid. It maintains acid-base balance by excreting hydrogen ions or bicarbonate ions. And it also acts like an endocrine organ by means of secreting a proteinaceous hormone, what is called as renin, which is an enzyme involved in control of blood pressure and blood volume. That is, angiotensinogen in presence of this renin gets converted into angiotensin 1. So thereby it regulates the amount of blood or the volume of the blood in a human body. It also secretes another hormone called erythropoietin, which is a glycoproteinaceous hormone, which regulates the formation of RBCs in response to the decreased oxygen concentration. So whenever there is a low oxygen concentration in the environment, immediately this glycoprotein hormone called erythropoietin, that is going to be released by kidney. Thereby it increases the number of RBCs and maintains the normal physiology of that human individual. And this erythropoietin also acts on specific receptors expressed on the surface of CFU for erythrocytes in bone marrow. So that is the functions of erythropoietin. So basically kidney also functions like an endocrine organ by means of secreting two hormones like erythropoietin and renin. So this is what the anatomy of the kidney, showing the internal details, wherein you can see a reddish colored vein here, or the blood vessel here, what is known as renal vein, and a bluish one what is called as renal artery, and there is a fine tube called ureter, which is there arising from the pelvis part of the kidney. So this is what another sectional view of the kidney, particularly the LS, where this kidney is having two divisions for the sake of convenient study. So that is outer cortex and the inner medulla. And in the cortex region you will see a number of triangular shaped projections called renal pyramids, and there will be renal papillae, and there will be minor calyces and major calyces, and there is a broad region what is called as renal pelvis, from where that fine tube arises what is called as ureter. So this ureter is the one which collects away the urine produced by that respective kidney. So kidney consists of collection of a number of structural and functional units called uriniferous tubules. So uriniferous tubules consisting of nephron plus collecting duct. and it is accompanied by capillary network called vasa recta that runs parallel with tubules, and it represents the vascular part of the counter current exchange system that regulates the concentration of the urine. So this is what the actual structure of the uriniferous tubule, what is otherwise known as nephron. As you see here, there will be an afferent arteriole and an efferent arteriole. So afferent arteriole is the one which supplies the blood to the kidney, whereas efferent arteriole, as the name itself suggests, it is the one which takes away the blood from the nephron, that is from the kidney. And both these two will enter into a double-walled cup-like structure, what is called as renal corpuscle, and that will contain a capsular structure called Bowman's capsule, and this Bowman's capsule holds a space within which you see an intensive network of blood capillaries called glomerulus. And this Bowman's capsule, it continues as fine tubular structure, what is called as proximal convoluted tubule. And that proximal convoluted tubule, it later continues as the Henle's loop. As you observe here, this is what the Henle's loop, which is having three divisions in it: a descending limb, an ascending limb, and a thin segment which is there at the base of the Henle's loop. And this ascending limb of the Henle's loop, it continues as another tubular structure, what is called as distal convoluted tubule, and that distal convoluted tubule finally joins the collecting tubule. So as you observe in this diagram, a collecting tubule receives about 5 to 6 DCTs, that is distal convoluted tubules, and through which the urine will be sending towards the pelvis part. Coming to the renal capsule. So what is renal capsule? It is the outermost covering of the kidney, and it is comprising of two layers, as you observe here, that is the collagenous fibrous layer and inner myofibroblast layer. So this is what the capsule, what is called as renal capsule, and that is divided into two divisions, wherein outer layer mainly composing of collagenous fibers, whereas the inner layer, it consists of myofibroblast layer, and beneath which there will be the outermost part of the kidney, what is called as cortex. Next, this is what another sectional view of the kidney, wherein you can see the two divisions, the outermost region called cortex and the inner region what is known as medulla. And in the cortex region, as you observe here, there will be a number of renal capsules are there, or renal corpuscles are there, which are also called as Malpighian corpuscles, wherein you can see the presence of all the divisions, what I said earlier in the previous slide, like afferent arteriole, efferent arteriole, Bowman's capsule, glomerulus. So all these are can be visualized or can be seen in a renal corpuscle. Whereas in the medulla part, you will see only the divisions called tubular regions. Especially, it will contain the straight tubules and collecting ducts, as you observe here. This is what another enlarged view of the section of the kidney, particularly the medulla part, where you can see a number of projections here, like papillary ducts and then capillaries and veins, and you will also see the papillary ducts here again, and straight tubules sections and thin segment sections, and then capillaries here, and then connective tissue fibers or stroma. So these are the things that you can see in the medulla part. And this is what the cortex part, you can easily say or identify it, because it is consisting of the projection called renal corpuscle, wherein you can see afferent arteriole and then efferent arteriole and the network of capillaries called glomerulus, and the outer covering what is called as Bowman's capsule. And then you will be also able to see the presence of the continuation of this Bowman's capsule called proximal convoluted tubule. And you will also be able to see specialized cells on the Bowman's capsule called podocytes. This is what another fine enlarged view of that region called medulla part. You can easily identify it because it contains the sections of collecting duct here, and there will be the thick descending limb and the thick ascending limb, and there will be some segments of the uriniferous tubules, like especially the Henle's loop. So that is also can be seen here. Coming to some important features of mammalian kidney histology. The gross structure of the kidney. Kidneys are a pair of reddish brown bean shaped excretory organs situated in the lower abdominal cavity, one on either side of the vertebral column, and each kidney has a convex lateral margin and concave medial side called hilus. And the hilum leads into a space called renal sinus that is occupied by upper expanded part of the ureter called the renal pelvis, and the renal pelvis is divided into major calyces, and each major calyx further divides into minor calyces. The end of each minor calyx is shaped like a cup, and a projection of kidney tissue called renal papilla fits into the cup. A renal artery supplies blood to each kidney, and a renal vein collects blood from it, and each kidney is enclosed in a thin connective tissue membrane called renal capsule. And the kidney tissue is divided into an outer renal cortex and an inner renal medulla. This is what I already told you. And the medulla is made up of triangular areas of renal tissue called renal pyramids, and each pyramid has a broad base directed towards the cortex and an apex directed towards the renal pelvis. And it fits into a minor calyx. The cortex is extended into medulla as renal column or columns of Batinian between the pyramids of medulla. This is what a diagrammatic view of the vertical section of the kidney. And as I told you already, there will be an outermost covering for the kidney called renal capsule, and renal capsule it encloses some fibrous tissue, which thing I already explained you in one of the previous slides. And the tissue of this kidney is divided into two divisions, renal cortex and renal medulla. And in the medulla part, you'll be able to see the pyramidal shaped structures called renal pyramids, and there will be the projections called renal papilla and the units called renal calyx, which is further divided into major calyx and minor calyx. And all these renal pyramids, the base of which it enters into a cavity what is called renal pelvis. From where there will be the beginning of renal artery, and it receives renal vein, and it also makes the way for the beginning of the ureter, a fine tube which carries away the urine produced by this respective kidney. The kidney is composed of about 1 million nephrons, embedded minimal amount of connective tissue stroma containing many blood vessels. Coming to nephron. As I told you already, nephron is the structural and functional unit of kidneys. Each nephron is divisible into a Malpighian corpuscle or renal corpuscle and a renal tubule. The renal corpuscle is composed of the Bowman's capsule and glomerulus. And the renal tubule is further divided into three parts, that is, the proximal convoluted tubule, the loop of Henle, which is abbreviated as LH here, and the distal convoluted tubule, abbreviated here as DCT. The DCT of several neighboring nephrons open into a common collecting tubule, that is CT. This is what another diagrammatic view of nephron, which thing I already explained you in one of my previous slides. This is what the TS of kidney, a diagrammatic view, wherein you can see this particular part is what is called cortex, and this region is what is referred to as medulla. And in the cortex part, as I told you already, it consists of Bowman's capsules, especially the renal corpuscles or Malpighian corpuscles, and it also consists of the sections of PCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule, and it also encloses some blood vessels and connective tissue fibers in between these projections. It will also consist of the tubular structures called distal convoluted tubules here. So you can clearly make out the difference between these proximal convoluted tubules and distal convoluted tubules, wherein in the proximal convoluted tubules the cells are almost of pyramidal shaped, whereas here in the distal convoluted tubule the cells lining the vessels, they are almost of the cuboidal epithelial cells. Then coming to medulla, the medulla consisting of the sections of loops of Henle, wherein this particular part is thick limb of Henle, and this is the section of thin limb of Henle, and there will be the collecting duct here, and blood capillaries are also seen, and there will be the connective tissue stroma consisting of or made up of connective tissue fibers. TS of kidney. The transverse section of mammalian kidney reveals two distinct regions, namely the outer cortex and the inner medulla. Renal cortex shows the section of Malpighian corpuscles PCT, DCT and CT, and the Malpighian corpuscles, that is renal corpuscles, composed of Bowman's capsule and glomerulus. Bowman's capsule is a double-walled hollow cup of nephron in which a tuft of blood capillaries called glomerulus is located. The outer parietal and the inner visceral layers of Bowman's capsule are lined by simple squamous epithelium, and the squamous cells lining the inner visceral layer are called podocytes. And as they have specialized feet-like structures with minute openings called slit pores. So these slit pores play an important role at the time of ultrafiltration or glomerular filtration, the first step in urine formation process. So glomerulus is lined by endothelial cells because it is a blood network of blood capillaries, and the proximal convoluted tubule, it is lined by cuboidal epithelial cells, that is low columnar cells, which have microvilli on the luminal surface, giving breast-like appearance. So that is a characteristic feature of PCT, where on the inner lining you will be observing the presence of brush border cells, the hair-like projections, which facilitates the process of the absorption. And the distal convoluted tubule is lined by cuboidal epithelium with fewer microvilli, the details of which I already shown you in the previous slide. It is located in the cortex, and that continues from ascending limb of the loop of Henle, that is HL. The renal medulla shows the section of the thin limb of Henle and the thick limb of Henle and collecting tubule. Histologically, the loop of Henle is differentiated into thin limb and thick limbs. The thin limb of Henle is lined by simple squamous epithelium, while the thick limb of Henle is lined by simple cuboidal epithelium. Collecting tubule is seen in both cortex and medulla as they pass in a medullary ray and down into the medulla, and the cell lining the CT vary in size from cuboidal to columnar shape. So these are all the histological features of this kidney. So with this I have completed the histology of the kidney. Thank you.